And I rise today to honor one of our football teams back home. This team, this is Erie Cathedral Prep, the Ramblers from Erie Cathedral Prep. This is an outstanding football team, but I think that oftentimes when we come here, we talk about things and we tend to go around what's going on in our district and things that we're proud of. But I think in things like this, these types of championships that are won, while it happened last weekend, this is something that every single player will remember for the rest of his life. Their parents will remember it. Their members of the community will remember it. So, you know, to be able to stand here today and talk about the Ramblers is really an opportunity for me and truly an honor. This is the second straight Pennsylvania Quad A state championship. Cathedral Prep beat Imhotep's Charter last week by a score of 38-28. This year's championship makes the Ramblers back-to-back Pennsylvania state champions, and it is their fourth state football title overall. Led by Coach Mike Mishler, the Ramblers have now gone 42-2, appearing in the finals each year and racking up 28 consecutive wins over the last 3 seasons. Now, achieving back-to-back state titles sets these Ramblers apart even in the storied history of Western Pennsylvania high school football, and they deserve every bit of adulation that they've received and are a great source of pride for not only the city of Erie, but all of northwestern Pennsylvania. It's also worth mentioning that Wilmington High School, the Greyhounds in Lawrence County, who gave it their all in a loss last week in Pennsylvania's PIAA Class 2A state title game at Hershey Park Stadium. Now, this was the Greyhounds' third trip to the title game under legendary coach Terry Varelli, who announced his retirement after 40 years on the job right after the game. In those 40 years, Coach Varelli amassed 314 wins, making him only the 15th high school football coach in Pennsylvania's esteemed football history to reach the 300-win plateau. And more valuable than any of his victories on the field are the countless victories he helped his young players achieve in their lives off the field. And I think that sometimes we miss the strong point about competition at the scholastic level or any level. And I will tell you, for both these teams, this Erie Prep team, for a lot of these young men, this mission started when they were playing little midget football or pee-wee football, and it continued all through their lives. The same thing, their parents supporting them as they go along, their community supporting them as they go along. And these guys are always one moment, one thought, one memory away from being right back on this field in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and winning the state title. And the same with the Greyhounds. Now, there's no other place in high school football history when you talk about high school football, people talk about Texas, they talk about Pennsylvania. But I got to tell you, the Friday Night Lights story started in Pennsylvania. So with all due respect to my friends from Texas, the Keystone State was the first when it came to Friday Night Lights and the great pride it brought to these communities. The 2017 teams at Cathedral Prep and Wilmington High School in Pennsylvania's 3rd District, along with championship-winning Pine Richland Rams, which is just outside the 3rd District, and they won a state championship. Again, they add to this really storied history of football in Western Pennsylvania. And more importantly, they add to the local lore and pride that strengthen communities like Erie and New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. The hard work, the perseverance, the hometown pride that allowed each of these teams to reach the championship is a reflection on the communities, the families, and the people that live in these towns. So again, I say to the Cathedral Prep Ramblers, to Wilmington High, and to the Pine Richland Rams on an outstanding history-making seasons, congratulations. Great job, guys. And although I'm a Golden Tornado from Butler, Pennsylvania, I'm proud to say go Ramblers and go Greyhounds and go Rams. With that, Mr. Speaker, I yield back.